Today we are going to learn about metals and non-metals from class 8. First, we all are very familiar with the metals and non-metals, and there are many differences that we can identify ourselves. What are the differences between metals and non-metals? Metals, we see iron, uh, sulfur, aluminum, copper, called many object or material is given in your textbook. So, which one is metals? How can we identify it from non-metals? For example, wood. Wood can be, what is wood and what is a metal? What is the difference between wood and metal? That is iron. First of all, we can take the case of iron. Suppose we are taking an iron nail, a freshly prepared iron nail, or that will be, how will it appear? Is it very brittle or is it easy to break it? What are the characteristics of metals? So, first of all, we can say that metals are very strong, isn't it? It is not so easy for us to break it, even hitting with a hammer. We can't break it, no? Then, next is how beautifully it is shining. The metal is the nail, a new nail. We can see it is really it is shining. Then again, what can we say? Another thing, if a metal or if a nail is dropped from our hand, it drops down with a ringing voice, and it means it is very pleasant to hear. That is, we can hear the sound where we can say that the metals on hitting we get a sonorous. It is very sonorous. Then only from metals we can make not only substances like nails and all. We can also what we can draw this metal into thin wires, or it can be beaten into sheets. Now, we all know we have seen many things. Flat, that is, if an iron sheet is there for many purposes, and even then again, this iron it can be drawn, iron or aluminum. Aluminum is another metal. It can be drawn into what it can be say drawn into the thin sheets, or it can be drawn into thin wires, and it can be beaten into thin sheets and all. So we have said all this. What we have all said this is the characteristics of metals. So what are the characteristics of metals? Metals are very strong. Then they are very lustrous. Then they are sonorous. They can be beaten into what is beaten into thin sheets, and this property of a metal is called malleability. Malleability. Then again, the metals can be drawn into thin wires, and that property is called ductility. So sonority, that means ringing sound. Then it is very lustrous, it is malleable, it is ductile, and it is very hard. Then if we are comparing that with non-metals like wood, take a wood piece, and if we are hitting it with a hammer or something, we can see if our hitting is very hard or strong, the block can be broken into pieces, but it can't be drawn into wires, neither it can be drawn into thin sheets. So we can say it is exactly opposite property that the non-metals have than the metals. Again, metals are also in metals. We know if you all have seen your mother cooking in the kitchen. So if you are if you are stirring anything on a gas stove or a heat or something, and if you leave the spoon for a minute, and then again you come and try to stir it, suddenly you'll take off it your hands. Why? Because you'll get a heat, sudden heat, or your hand will be, if you are not withdrawing your hand, it may cause serious burns. Why it happens? Instead of that metal spoon or metal spatula, if you are using a metal, using a wood, or wood spatula or wood spoon. Will you take off your hands on touching it after keeping it for a long time on the stove? No. Why? There is another difference. We all know metals have free electrons to move about, and so they very easily transfer heat as well as electricity. They can transfer heat as well as electricity within no time as they have free electrons in it. Then, if in the case of wood, what happens is that the wood doesn't have any free electrons in it. So what happens if we are keeping in olden times, we all in our houses, in your grandma's age and all, they might have been using these wooden spoons and all. So they won't get burned by cooking for a long time and all. This is because they doesn't have any free electrons. Wood doesn't have any free electrons to move about, so that it can transfer heat and electricity easily. So from this, what can we understand? We can understand that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, while non-metal like wood are very bad conductors of electricity, or they doesn't conduct any heat or any or electricity, even for a few also. Then again, how does this metals and non-metals uh, function with acids and bases and all? Again, if we are heating a sulfur and oxygen, or if we are heating a sulfur and oxygen, we get sulfur dioxide gas. And when this sulfur dioxide gas is dissolved, or this sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, sulfurous acid is formed. And this sulfurous acid turns the blue litmus paper red. So we can say that the oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. So non-metals have different property than that of metals. Yeah, in the same way, how does metals and non-metals react with water? Okay, here we know sodium is a metal that is very reactive, and it is as reactive. So, on coming in contact with oxygen, what happens? The sodium suddenly changes into burning fire in a fraction of a second. That means it reacts vigorously with oxygen, and a lot of heat is generated, and it is therefore it always stored in kerosene sodium, so that it will not react with oxygen. Again, you are given an activity, that is, take a 250 ml beaker or a glass tumbler, then fill it with water, then add small pieces of sodium metal into it, dry it using filter paper, and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. Put the sodium piece wrapped cotton into the beaker. What reaction? When reaction stop touch the beaker, what do you feel? Has the beaker become hot or not? Yes, the beaker became very hot. No. Okay. This is only this. This is for today. Thank you. This is from Dot Online Tuition. If you are understanding this very well, do subscribe and like. Thank you.